Hold on. Hold on. Can you, okay, there. Is that working? Yes, you can hear me? Okay. Okay, good. Lauren, thank you for the thumbs up. Okay, Sarah, you can hear me? Good. Okay, awesome. The faces, it's good to see faces who can tell me that they can hear me. So thank you for helping with that. Okay, so I am super pumped about tonight. I have some great info to share with you guys. Hold on here. I'm going to share my screen. Okay. Okay. We are going to start with wins, gratitudes, recognition. You guys throw anything in the chat. Throw what's going on, what's going well for you guys. Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat if you can. And I am just checking the, okay, cool. Yeah, share in the chat what's going well for you. Recognition. I know there's a bunch of people going to Mexico coming up. If that's you or someone you know, throw their names in the chat. I would love to hear it. Yes. Cool, cool. Okay. Sarah, you're going? Yes. No, good. Lauren, you're going. Yay. Yeah, yeah. Awesome. I love it. You guys, that's so good. So good. Thank you so much for showing up here tonight. This is great. And I know that summer can feel trickier for people. I know that you know, people can like it can be harder to plug in, but here's the thing. The cream always rises to the top. You showing up here during the summer busy months, when people are, there's a lot going on, there's distractions, there's potentially kids home, there are a lot of things. Those are the seasons to really double down. Those are the seasons to triple down. Those are the seasons to show up at and really just show people what consistency means to you and how you know, seriously you're taking your business, really. So kudos to you all for showing up. I think you're all women, yes. And for just being here. It's so great. I think there we go. Okay, I have the waiting room. Barbie, I think, can I make you co-host? Then you can just help me with the waiting room. Well, because it like doesn't pop up. Is that fine? Okay, I just did it. Thank you. Then you can help me with the waiting room just because when I have share screen, it's like a little bit harder. Okay, so Barbie is also going. So Lauren and Sarah and Barbie all qualified. Yay, so pumped. That's so good. Okay. These are, yes, these are, and I will tell you, after we get back, I've already talked to Laura Stevens. She wants the people who are in Mexico to actually do some good shares when you guys get back. So not next Monday, but the following Monday, we'll I'm sure have some of that, which is going to be incredible. So just a reminder there's the Monday huddle. The next one is July 11th. So Kelly has to take 2 weeks off. So plan on July 11th if you plug into that daytime huddle. And then this call every week, every Monday. Next week, Lindsay Hoffer will be here. There is one final session of book club and she has to take this week off. So the final session is next Thursday. So just plan on that. And then of course, Tyler, we can plug into every single day, which is his consistency and wisdom is just so valued. I know that we all value it so much. Tonight is the final night of the start of summer promo. I have a girl who's still planning to order. So I'm just like watching her cart like a hawk and ready for her to pull the trigger to make sure that she gets it in and gets those savings. So just know free shipping 10% off, super exciting, great chance for final follow-ups tonight. Product in the spotlight. I want to do this, you guys. It's funny, this one is actually here in honor of my sister. So my sister is a longtime Isagenix product user. She loves Isagenix. She recently came to a launch party at our girl Gina's house. Barbie was there, and she just came, whatever, there was Botox there, and she came and she met and she had fun. And when we left, she said, Allison, I think it's so funny. One of my absolute favorite products that Isagenix has is the Fiber Pro, and I never hear you guys talk about it. She's like, it's literally like top. So put a one in the chat if you use the Fiber Pro. And if you don't, I mean, this is, so she, every single afternoon, you know, it's not only good for regularity, gut health, digestive function. We all need more fiber in our diets. Like, so many of us are not getting enough fiber. It has that ionic alpha, which I know is like our proprietary blend. I literally texted her right before this and she said, yes. I said, this is in honor of you. And she goes, yes, scoop in hot lemon water after a meal. Stay full and satiated until your next meal time. So it also helps her just feel full longer. And she does it as like a hot lemon water tea in the afternoon. It is flavorless, colorless, just pop a scoop in there, or how you could mix it with any of your Isagenix products, to be honest, but she likes it in hot lemon water. So that's just a good idea. 30 servings for $20, a little bit of a cart boost with 13 BV. I mean, we're always looking for these great things. Yes, Barbie, you do need to use it. I'm so glad I brought it up. That's great. So I seriously, she can't say enough good things about it. It just spills out of her. So kudos to my sister Natalie for that. She's not a product, she's not a business builder, but she's one of those customers that just, you know, she's found her groove and found her certain things. So I love it. Good. Okay, good, awesome. Okay, so tonight I'm really excited to talk to you guys about the power of events. And I would love for you guys to drop a 2 in the chat if you have your ticket for celebration. And I'm not here to shame a single person who doesn't. I will never lead with shame. I will never teach with shame. I will never train with shame. I will share simply success principles and things that I have learned over time that are so key to creating true massive success, abundance, residual, having a team in your network marketing business. And what I absolutely love about, and I put the book cover here to where I learned everything I know about events. Eric Worre in GoPro literally taught me about events. And there is a chapter, and I linked it in Impact Makers. I linked it in the other business groups. Go check it out. It's also on this next slide here, or you can just go to Spotify. If you don't have a paid Spotify account, you can still listen free from a desktop. It's just from a mobile device that you can't. So I linked the desktop version. There's no reason you can't listen to these 12 minutes of his 7th skill. Okay, so Eric Worre, he is, in my mind, this is the timeless Bible principles around building a network marketing business and becoming a network marketing professional. It's not the trendy thing that's Reels right now, or it's not company specific, or it's not personality specific. You know, if you're outgoing or if you're an introvert, or it's really the skills. Okay. And he literally in this chapter, it's 12 minutes. Listen to the 12 minutes and know. And I talk about events a lot, and I recently was coaching someone and I was talking to them about events and how this is truly one of the cornerstones in our business. And drop a 3 in the chat if you wish you had more business partners who just got it. I'll put a 3. Who doesn't want more business partners that just get it, right? 3, right? 3. I love it. The truth, and this, like these 12 minutes, if you listen to it and you're like, okay, cool, what he's going to tell you is that it's really the closest thing to like a silver bullet. That's what he says. It's the closest thing to a silver bullet is learning how to commit to and build to and promote events. There, he says there's no silver bullet, there's no shortcut in network marketing, but if there was one thing that is the closest thing to that, it is building an events culture on your team. And he says that if you took two identical teams that each have 100 distributors that are signed up, they're distributors, you know, they're associates in Isogenics lingo, two teams, and one of the teams promotes, builds a culture around events, you know, invites, doesn't take no for an answer, helps people with their roadblocks, helps people with their mindset. And then you have another team, they have 100 distributors, but they don't really do that. They just like post the event and they hope people show up. He said, guaranteed, the one team that promotes the culture of events will be light years ahead in their production, in their, you know, sales organization, really, in their rank advancements, in their level of commitment. And, you know, with Celebration 2 months away, not even, I know that right now is the time to look at the event, and not just for yourself, if you have a ticket, but to really say, who could I stretch to invite to go with me to this event? And sometimes we think that someone has to be like all in, ready to go executive to get to the event. Or sometimes we think, you know, oh gosh, they would never go because they're just too busy. They don't have childcare. Or sometimes we think, oh, they don't have enough money. You know, they wouldn't be able to go because they're in debt. The event and inviting and really just becoming a master of edifying the event is so much of what's going to help you grow your organization and create that duplication that I know that you're looking for more even of. So events cast a vision, they anchor people into the company, they offer training and support and build belief like nothing else. Like nothing else. Who here has had an aha moment at an event where they put a 4 in the chat? If you've had a moment where you've attended an Isogenics event and you left there with some sort of aha moment that created unshakable belief or a new level of commitment or a new skill or a new level of power, right? I mean, that is just, yes, exactly. So Barbie, for example, and I just know her story intimately, having introduced Isogenics to her, she joined me in 2014. She said yes to Isogenics. She came, she wanted to dip her toe in the business. She was curious, you know, she was interested. She wasn't all in. This is in 2014. So 2 years before the event that she listed right there. She came, you know, and she had some questions for me. We were meeting for coffee. She's like, how do I do this? What does auto ship mean? What's preferred customer? What if someone says this? What if, you know, what about this objection? And I answered her questions graciously. And at the same time, I looked her in the eye and I said, Barbie, Miami, Isogenics University, Miami is like 2 weeks away. Just come. Just come with me. Every single one of your questions will be answered at that event. Everything that you want to know about Isogenics, everything that what Isogenics is, and for you to create a vision for your life will be discovered at this event. Just come. And then I shut up and then I paused and I let her talk. You know, I didn't talk. I just said, just come. And she kind of looked at me and I remember exactly where we were. And she's like, let me talk to, okay, I think I want to. Let me talk to Miami in February. Yeah, I think I think I'm in. And I said, you know, when I started this business, I gave myself a couple $1,000s to invest in my business early on. I mean, where else can you build a 6-figure, 7-figure residual business for a $2,000 startup, right? And I never even used it, but just, you know, you think flight hotel, you think just getting started. I said, it's going to be, and she went home, she talked to Paul, she made it happen. That's when her vision was born. And then for the next 2 years, she went to the events. She dabbled. She ranked advanced to consultant, manager, director. Then NYKO 2016, she was director. And something at that event happened for her, something magical. Maybe she knows, maybe she can tell us something at that event. She left there and she said, Allison, I'm done messing around. Like, this is my time. And she went from director to Crystal Executive 3-star that spring. And that event was the catapult for her. Director to Start 1000, Crystal Executive 3-star. Created 2-star, 1-star executives within her team. She just knew there was nothing else for her. So creating that culture where someone is always welcome, they can grow, they can attend, they don't have to be a certain rank, they don't have to want it, they don't want to have to quit their job, they don't want to have to be at home with their babies. She didn't want to be at home with her babies. She wanted option and choice and money and freedom. We agreed on so many things, So who is on your team? And she's saying right in the chat, that's needing that event, that needs celebration, that needs Orlando. Maybe they're just a customer and they just need the invite. Maybe they sit behind the screen and they watch you and they wish they could be a part of it, but they don't even know they're invited. Maybe they, yeah, Amber, are you coming? Did I see a one for you? Yeah. Good. You hope so. Okay. Girl, may do whatever it is. And Eric talks about this in that 12-minute section. He said his early events weren't glamorous. Yeah, it's make it a goal. Make those double pibs, make those cycles, rank advance, get the money. Literally, that personal invite is everything. When I looked her in the eyes and I said, just come. And then, because we're constantly anchoring people into the company. And events do exponentially more than what you can do alone for your new person getting started. I cannot, and I don't want to ever have to be like the be all end all, and I don't want to be like the one person that is making someone anchor themselves into Isagenix. Like, that's not actual freedom, right? We want to be a part. I want to mentor and I want to guide and I want to lead and I want to coach, but then I want them to want Isagenix independent of me, right? We want to empower people to find their groove and their footing in Isagenix, and that's what events do. I want Lauren, you to have a straight line to Isagenix, your anchor to be Isagenix. I want Amber, your straight line to be Isagenix. Jamie, Sarah, Tara, Terry, I want your straight line to be Isagenix. Barbie, and yeah, you don't have a car at the moment. Okay, so listen to Eric Worre, and he'll talk about, like finagling. I get it. Where do you live? Be curious. Okay, yes. He talks about, being in debt and having to finagle childcare. Ooh, Texas. Cool. I have a feeling you're going to find a way. You found a way on this call. I have a feeling you're going to find a way. I really do. And I remember Emily Vavra, she talks about showing up at her first event, and she brought a bunch of girls and they were sharing a room, and she showed up to pay for the room and her credit card declined right there with her girls who she's like casting a vision to. And she's like, it was super embarrassing, but it's like, I knew, and look at her now, like these things happen. Okay. Events are a cornerstone to our business. Jake and I, my husband, we would attribute at least 1/3 of our business success to building a culture of events on our team. And, constantly looking at how many people do we have attending the event? Where can we dig around a little bit more, encourage, ignite, help take away roadblocks for people. And events give people a chance to hear stories of other people that they maybe relate to, right? I mean, me sitting here telling you about Barbie's story and journey, and she spent 2 years kind of product sharing, side gigging it, right? You might be like, oh my gosh, I totally relate to that. That's great. That's why every single story is on stage. That's why recognition happens on stage. For you to sit there and say, heck, yes, I can do that. I was just going to swear, I'll keep it clean. I for sure can do that. There's no reason I can't do that. If they can do it, I can do it. If they're executive, why not me? And you go home from that event with those moments. And that's why those things happen. That's why I stay in the seats for recognition, to clap and to cheer and to hopefully, manifest those things for me, because I do think every little bit of the event is intentional. Events build cross-line relationships and give people the chance to form friendships, just like we have on this team, just like people have across Isagenix. Battle buddies, accountability partners. Events are where visions and stretch goals are born, because you're surrounded by people who dream like you do, people who want more out of life. You're surrounding yourself. Environment is everything. As David Wood says, environment is stronger than willpower. So if you are around a bunch of people who say they're going to make a change in their life and they're going to go for no, and they're going to, be bold, you're more likely to do it yourself. Events are where product users and sharers turn into business builders. Who can you invite? Invite those people in your product groups, invite those people so that they know that they have an invitation. They can always say no. I never feel sad about a no it's like a stretch invite and I invite them, I'm just glad that I invited them and gave them the choice and gave them the option. And as Eric teaches, your income will be in direct proportion to the number of people you have attending company events. He will say that you will make about $1,000 for every person on your team who attends a destination event every year. And I totally have seen this over the years. You know, when I first started, I went to ICU all by myself. 2-3 weeks after enrolling, there was an ICU in Phoenix. I went by myself. It was the only event I ever went to where I didn't bring someone else with me. And my vision was born. I sat in that room. I said, I can do this. I watched the people on stage. I took in the culture. And then the next event I brought, I brought my friend Naomi, who ended up becoming my first executive. And she literally ordered her box, her car, she placed her order. And I said, come with me to this Isogenics University. She hadn't expressed interest in the business, but she decided to come, right? So it's just like, just come with me, like it'll be fun, And then her vision was born. The next one, maybe 5 or 6 people, and we've built up to, I think our biggest event right before the pandemic, we had about 80 people at that event. And that is then going to be in direct proportion. And I think in Isogenics, it's even more than $1,000, just because I think our events do so much. And like our company, our comp plan is so generous. It's just incredible. Okay. So this is where it is. This is the link. I put it in Impact Makers, just as he talks about meetings make money. Nothing will ever replace in person completely, even though we can sit behind Zoom and we can sit, behind a laptop or a phone. Nothing is going to do exactly what, and you can listen to this whole thing. It's totally free. And even if I've listened or I've read this book physically, dozens of times, but just today, just in preparation, I listened to this chapter again and it fired me up. It's like we constantly want to be like building our muscle of being a professional. And the idea of promoting the event, doing all those things above and beyond, inviting directly, taking away roadblocks, edifying the importance of it, versus just taking the flyer or the link and posting it and hoping that people will sign up. Totally different. And he talks about that in that chapter as well. Okay. And there are 3 types of events. These are, really, Emily Baber, I think, first taught me about this at a Super Saturday here in Minnesota, because they have a big events culture. And she, there's the local events. So think of a launch party or a sip and sample, or we did this Botox and Bubbles that Gina on Barbie's team, she did this party. It's like at a house or at like a small venue. We used to do them at in a conference room above a hockey rink in a town here in Minnesota, where we would rent it out every other week. Regional is like a Super Saturday or the Vision Tour. It's where corporate might fly in. They send Mike Mallory or Mac Larson or Cal, or they send a product expert. It's regional. Multiple teams come to these events together, and they're incredible. Nothing compares to a destination event. And that is what you're seeing here on the screen at isogenicsevents.com. There are 4 of them, okay? And these 4 events, New Year kickoff in January, celebration coming up, University in Action, which is this fall, and then Isogenics Academy, which just hasn't come back yet since COVID. I think they're working on it. These are the destination events. And this is where he really, though, that's the one where he says you'll make about $1,000 for every person you get in the room. And that's the one where people get so anchored in our company that they'll show up even if you don't show up. They'll plug in even if you are in a season where you can't plug in. That's when it continues to go without you. And when you actually are watching enrollments come in when you're on a beach with your family, or, you've really created that duplication. And he says, these are just 2 quotes straight out of that chapter. In fact, I cannot think of a single significant moment in my network marketing career that did not happen at an event. And if you outlast people at our big events, this was advice that he got from at one of his early events when he was a newbie. He said he ran into a top earner in the bathroom and he was just so excited and had a moment and he was starstruck. And he was like, and he just said, like, I'm new. Do you have any advice? And the guy told him, you know, of the people who are at our event right now, only half will be here next event. And then of those people at the following event, only half of those people will be here. And his biggest tip, his biggest secret to success is outlast all the people at the big events. And, you know, I would put an asterisk there, invite and promote. You can't just always show up just yourself. But his point was, it's easy in between events to pull back or to quiet down or to get in your own way or to take, you know, the rejection or the criticism too seriously or whatever it is that's holding you back. But every time I know, you know, showing up for the event is going to be that thing that boosts you and puts you into that next, really next level for the next season of growth. And I mean, that's really what it is. So these are the events we have this year still. I'm so grateful we're past the online New Year's kickoff and celebrations. The trainer lineup for Orlando, you guys, these are like the best of the best. And I'm not even kidding. I wouldn't say it. These are, if you take the top teams in Isogenics, if you look at the top 20 income earners and you actually pull out the ones who can teach and train and the ones who are relatable and the ones who have a wide variety of stories and the ones who are so authentic and genuine, I could literally pull out these names straight off of the list of the top 20 income earners because they're that good. And you will never regret being at the event and you will never regret inviting and getting that new person in the seat. Okay. And if I can do it, you guys can do it. Like just making this one of your skills. I think sometimes we think, you know, all the other things are so important and we let this part go to the wayside, but it truly is one of the skills. And I'm just excited to see those of you and hug you at this upcoming event. So that is pretty much what I have for today. Are there any questions or anything anyone else would add? Okay, that's it, you guys. Thank you for coming on. Thank you so much. I'll put this recording out. So if you have teammates that you want to hear about why the event is so important, I'll be sure to put the recording out in the group so that you guys can share it. And I hope you have a good night and I can't wait to see you at an event soon. Bye, guys.